All right, YouTube. Coming to you out of Detroit, Detroit's HPTV. I don't know how the weather has been in other cities or other states, but all week in Detroit, it's been hot. The weather been real nice. It's been like in the 80s. And I know I don't never go live like this late at night. So if don't nobody come in the building or however many people come, just leave a comment on what you think about it. First, I want you to hear this story right here. Listen to this.
3 shootings that left 2 people dead.
Detroit police on the scene of a shooting inside of a store in Greektown. Investigators saying an argument about someone cutting in line led to a store worker being shot and killed.
About an hour later, DPD investigating a second shooting near the Riverwalk in the area of Atwater and Rivard. Detroit police tell us the suspect is in custody.
No, I'm gonna play that again for you. It says that somebody cut somebody off in line, and that led to a person in the store actually being killed. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take it back a little bit so you can hear that part again.
A second shooting near the Riverwalk in the area of Atwater and Rivard. Shootings that left 2 people dead.
Detroit police on the scene of a shooting inside of a store in Greektown. Investigators saying an argument about someone cutting in line led to a store worker being shot and killed.
About an hour later, DPD investigating a second shooting near the Riverwalk in the area of Atwater and Rivard. Detroit police tell us the suspect is in custody. Both victims are expected to be okay. In response to the recent shootings, Detroit police are enforcing a curfew for minors.
The move announced tonight came after a quadruple shooting last night at Monroe and Randolph. Our Jacqueline Francis spoke with Chief James White minutes after that shooting in Greektown.
Did you hear that? A quadruple shooting. And these are all young people. Let me play it again. Let me play it.
As you can see, police have a heavy presence in Greektown tonight, but even so, that didn't stop the gun violence. As the chief says, a person was shot with officers just feet away. The block is closed, the curfew in effect, and the chief on scene. Saturday's shooting in Greektown happened around
dead.
Detroit.
Now, I know you heard him say that a person was shot with the police just feet away from him. Bring it back up there.
Shooting in Greektown happened around 8 o'clock inside a store.
The officers were out front on patrolling the area, and they heard the gunshot, and it turns out that it was some type of dispute about someone cutting in line. And the suspect decided to resolve that dispute over the line cutting with a gun.
The suspect was arrested right away. The victim, a store employee, taken to the hospital. Friday night, there was more bloodshed in downtown when a man shot 3 people near Monroe and Randolph, killing 1 and injuring the 2 others. The suspect was shot by officers after police say he pulled a gun on them. He's now in custody. So it's not a surprise police have upped their presence.
You've got cameras all around here. We've got the eagle eye in the sky on this area, so we're seeing literally everything, all the movement down here.
It's almost like when you watch the young guys and you watch their social media, they love to perform for the cameras. It's almost like they don't care. They know the cameras is there. They still commit the crime. You know what I mean? They commit crimes on Facebook. They commit crimes on TikTok. I mean, not on TikTok, but on you'll see crimes on Twitter. You know what I mean? So they love to perform for the camera. You know. And this is when you're talking about the metaverse and reality. He said there's cameras everywhere. Everybody knows there's cameras all around downtown. At 8 o'clock, it's daylight. People everywhere. That's how lawless it is downtown Detroit. So you can imagine what it's like on the blocks. So like these type of videos, people don't really pay attention to because they don't want to have these type of topics. You know, they'd rather have a gossip or a slander. You know what I mean? Something to escape the reality that they're living in. They don't want to have these serious conversations. Like this is only April. You remember what happened last summer? You know what I mean? Is this a pattern? I mean, we always say when it get hot, you know what black people do, what niggas do. You know what I mean? We always say that, but it's like all these self-fulfilling prophecies that we speak and how we shape in culture. You know what I mean? The documentaries that they promoted to black people right before the summer. The Freaknik documentary, serial killer King Von documentary. These things are taking over the algorithm. That's all people's talking about. While people's living it, listening to the music. You know what I mean? People using their mouths to cast spells because words have power. And all the time, this type of stuff is going on with y'all children. And we didn't even talk about no mass shooters.
So it's outrageous.
Police are also amping up enforcement of the citywide curfew for minors. It begins at 10 p.m. for those 15 and under and 11 o'clock for ages 16 and 17.
We saw a whole lot of kids, thousands last night, up and down the Riverwalk in Greektown, and we got to have parental responsibility.
We expect to hear from Chief White again in the coming days to get an update on these investigations. Reporting live in Detroit, Jacqueline Francis, Local 4.
A lot of late breaking developments. Thank you for following that for us and getting us up to speed, Jacqueline.
Well, obviously, that was a lot. That was a lot to take in if you really process what they just said. All this stuff was like at one event, the Riverwalk. So I think on some of my other videos, I talked about how people should support New Era Detroit and support what Trick and them is doing. And be more conscious of your children. Be more conscious of everything around you. Because, like the police chief even said, it's cameras everywhere. There's cameras everywhere. All we seeing is footage. It's cameras in prison cells. You able to watch on your phone somebody get stabbed in a prison cell in another state. And it trends. It was trending. Think about that. In this game of the metaverse, you're either a consumer or a creator. If you got a phone, tablet, computer, you're either a consumer through that device or a creator. And they call them influencers because they're influencing what they now call culture. When you talk about black culture now, what is black culture? What is the culture? Is drill music the culture? Is what we see? I mean, what is the culture? Can we call this a culture? Or can we say what it is? It's genocide. It's genocide. And it's not, first it was they was using weapons to commit genocide. Then they started using chemicals to commit genocide. Now they're using technology and science to create genocide. We just haven't fully adapted to the times and we're not recognizing what we're seeing. It's an illusion. It's entertainment. So you think. But it's throwing subtle suggestions into already weak minds. Think about what you're seeing. Stop turning away and really look at and analyze everything that you're seeing. Keep your head on the swivel, sounding out of Detroit.